Hello. Welcome to another tutorial with Gigaschatten. Today we are going to discuss and introduce you all the different options you have once you join or go into a game. So let me show what I mean. Let's jump out. I am participating in several games, and now I want to, although I have already done it, just jump into this game. So I click on this button here and you travel to the Echo cluster, and you always end up first on the map, on the star map, where if you have seen my other tutorials, I gave a basic introduction what you can do on the map. You can zoom in, zoom out, you can um, drag it, and then you can click on certain items and hover over them and so on. Okay. But today's focus is on the interface itself. What options are there? So let's click on here. So you can, show the star map by clicking here and here, or you can also use this icon, same behavior. Okay. So what do we have? You have a short list kind of on the left hand side. So this home button brings us always back to this place. You can, when your turn is ready, also click on turn is ready, or just exit, and then the system will ask you, have you completed your turn? And if you say yes, it's the same effect like here. A VCR is a visual combat recording. There is no combat, so we don't see anything yet here. I will show you some recordings from other games. Then you have the reports section here, and it's the same button like this. So if I click here, or if I click here, it just gets me to the same place. Let's have a look. Show all is always the summary of all your or all the things which have happened during the last turn. Here, for example, it says from Imperial Shuttle Base ID 36, the colonists set up housekeeping. Imperial Shuttle Base is a planet, so let's have a look. Let's go on the star map, and I think, is it this? No, it's always the last one, this one. So Imperial Shuttle is a base, and now I have, dropped some colonists, and kind of I own this planet. That's what this message says. And the same for the next one, the next planet set also housekeeping. Then we have a medium deep space fighter. This is a ship. And it says at Euro Disney World, so at a planet which has a temperature of 31, a little bit cool. And there are no enemy colonists. We are clear to colonize. So this is about this ship here. Yeah. And there are no colonists. I can hover over it. I already see nice natives. And we have a nice molybdenum source here. So what I did is you click here on the left hand side, and then I've dropped one clan. Why I didn't drop more, etc. I will explain in another video on economy and how to plan your economy ahead and so on. But this is basically what this report here says. And it also says here, large deep space fighter, we are trying to beam up cargo from a planet. 67 kilotons beamed up from the surface. So again, let's find that ship. It's this one. And yeah, it kind of had this mission, and I've reset this mission now. This is what the former player had said. It's not from me, but now everything is good. I set it to sensor sweep, and I'm heading back, right? So let's get back again, the reports. And then it says we have built a new large deep space fighter, has been constructed at our starbase. So if you also can just click on the message itself, and it always takes you directly to the message origin. So even if it was this ship here, you can also then, by clicking just this message, directly jump to that relevant information. And here it says we have a new ship constructed, and it's this one. What I did is I put some fuel on it because you need fuel, and then I will send it a route towards a planet and then continue to colonize those. Good. Then the next one, and this is, for example, very, very cool. It says we have detected a massive meteor impact on a planet, and look at this. So this has went into the core of the planet. So everyone has got this message, and everyone knows, wow, this is a nice planet. So if you get your hands on, you will get a lot of minerals. And look at that. Unlucky me, my neighbor had this impact, large meteor impact. So if I at any point would like to attack or do anything against him, I would focus on this planet, because he will now try to rush and get this planet up and running very fast. And this is really, really unfortunate that it happened right here. But again, some people are lucky. I'm obviously not that lucky. Yeah, so if he also finds nice natives on this route down to this planet, and if this guy is going to be a carrier race, you really are in deep trouble, because this is now a planet where instantly, once you get the base up, you can just chunk out as many capital ships as you want, because all the minerals are there. And you normally never ever have a planet with this stuff. Really, never. The only unfortunate thing is I can't copy the information and paste it here, but I can, say here turn 4, and then I can say neutronium, duranium, tritanium, moly, and I will just say 4000, and I don't know, let's have a look. So let's first save that, because it will get lost. 154263, 154263. So 154263, and now I have recorded this here, and I'm also going to give this planet what I normally didn't want to do this turn, a color like this. And so I know already, if at any point of time I decide to do something against this guy, this would be the planet I would go for. Yeah, but as I said, it's very hard, because on turn 4 you already got it. But I'm now getting off the topic. And what you see here is a summary of all of these, but you also see those individually. So you see, colonists, ships, colonizing, star bases, meteors, and so on. Then you have a overview here on the left, which shows me all the planets I possess. Right now we have just colonists on 4 planets, and we have one which we have colonized this turn, so next turn we will have 1 planet more. And you also see we have just 1 planet. This is Organia, and this is our home world here, yeah, with a star base. There we go, there's the star base. Yeah, and then also here from the overview you also see certain things like happiness points of natives and colonists. You see if there are natives on the planet. If yes, you see the native happiness here, how many there are, and also the government types, the friendly codes, what these exactly are, we are going to discuss later. I don't know by heart what T is and TX, not sure. 36, so let's see if we can figure this out. Oh yeah, it's the temperature. Okay, so that's the temperature, and here it says TX0, not sure what that is. Plus minus colonist happiness change. Oh, and we have an overlay. So what is TX? Colonist tax rate. Cool, great. Yeah, I love it. Good job. So just here I have set the tax rate to 14%, and the natives will be a little bit unhappy, but provide me some money. All right, so these are the planets. Then the same for the star bases. Here you star ships. I'm sorry, you can now see how many ships I have and where they are by just clicking on the ship, right? But you can also do it here from the main menu. Then you have the cargo view. If you need that, I actually never use that, but I think it's good that you would see on one glance, yeah, which ship has the most mega credits, is it near the planet. Then you have a fleet view again here friendly codes. You see the coordinates, where they are current, where they are heading to, and the distance to the target, right? And here you see 390 light years. The reason for that is I shift click the route for this ship so that I quickly get a glance on what is on all these planets. Okay, and then also nodes view. There are no nodes, but if I would put a node on a ship, so you click on the name, and I said captain, I don't know, there's something, I just put the node as captain. Then if I go to the starships, go to node view, then I see the nodes here. Okay, but we don't want to have that, so we're going to remove it again. Good, so let's get back. And then also you have all the star bases. I would opt everyone to control your star bases always at the end of the turn via this overview, because then you would always see, did I really click the build button or not? And you would always see there's a starbase 1, and if you have multiple, you will see them here in the line, and then you see what they're building. You see then also the tech level, for example, hulls, engines, beams, and torpedoes. You see if the base is damaged, you see if there are fighters there, how good the defense is, and so on, right? Also ready checkbox, I've set it, torpedoes, and so on. Good. Also, the same thing you can find if you click here on the starbase, same thing, and also the starships. So whichever you prefer, the left-hand side or the right-hand side, I prefer these, right? And also here the planets. Yeah, so basically what you see here, you also get here horizontally. Then there is also something called the scoreboard, and here you can see this is a kind of I'm a bit split on this view, because I rather would not like to see what everyone else has, unless, you know, we are neighbors and we have diplomatic connections and we talk with each other. Then I would like the system, if the player allows, to see these things. But somehow, yeah, this is, as I said, mixed thing. You always see what do these people have and what do they build. Let's make an example. If I find out that my neighbor would be the, I don't know, let's pick the missing colonies of man, I would immediately know he has 2 warships and 2 freighters. From the military score, I would then also see the larger the military score is, the bigger and more powerful the ship is, right? And since I've built only freighters so far, look at that, I am the only guy, and because I didn't miss a turn, but my predecessor did, and he also, or he landed it, I don't know, it's like 2 priority points. Maybe he accidentally used the land and disassemble ship mission, and then it fucked him up, and then he kind of abandoned the game. Okay, whatever. So this is the scoreboard. You can also see always the total number of planets occupied by other races, and in total there are 39, in total 11 star bases, and so on. So every time someone builds a star base, you will see it, which I don't like that much, because I think it should be hidden, but fine. Then diplomacy tab, as you can see, only one guy, you give nothing, they send ambassador. An ambassador allows you, if you send a message to the player, that it instantly reaches him. If you don't send him an ambassador, then it always takes 1 additional turn until the message reaches that guy. We want to change that, so I can either click on one of these, for example, and then say, what do I want to do? I could also block communication, full alliance, intel, safe passage. What these do, you can read here. But for now, I'm going to send an ambassador. And since you don't want to do this 11 times, you just click this button and done, right? So you're sending an ambassador to everyone. The next thing is, I would like to understand what my predecessor did. So what I can do is, I can say, okay, let's jump to turn 1. What did this guy do? Okay, he first of all built 150 factories, but he didn't build a maximum. Totally bad. You should always have maximum factories, period. Reason for that is you invested once, 1 supply plus 3 mega credits, or 4 supplies to build 1 factory, and every turn each of these factories will build a supply, which means if I invest 100 supplies and 300 mega credits, or 400 supplies to build 100 factories, in 4 turns, I will get my investment back. And then for the rest of the game, and the games usually tend to take like around 40 to 100, no more, 50, 60 turns on average maybe, and sometimes longer, sometimes a little bit less. Every turn beyond the force where you have built a factory will yield money and supplies for you for free for the rest of the game, right? So this is a money income source, and that's the reason why you should always do that. Also, let's have a look what he's doing. Okay, he has loaded up with 10 supplies, 100 mega credits, and 190 clans, and is flying to this planet. Very, very, very sad and bad at the same time, because he is kind of sacrificing the supplies. This is obviously a new player. That's why you are watching this tutorial. Everyone was new, that's fine. But please, please build more supplies or bring them with you. But for the first time, maybe this is even okay, because he just will send a large deep space fighter afterwards. So let's see, okay? So in the first turn he did that. He overtaxed it, which is good. And then next turn he will either continue and or not. You can already, just a hint, tax level 70%. If the happiness drops below 70%, natives won't grow. So here every turn you have growth. Okay, so let's also have a look at the starbase, and he put the hull tech to 6, engine tech to 10, and he's building a large deep space fighter. That was his turn. Time machine, turn 2. What did he do? He took this ship and he found a reptilian planet. So let's click on the ship itself, and if I click on here, you see he dropped 170 clans, 8 supplies, and 90 mega credits. Okay, and he's heading for the next planet. At the same time, he has this large deep space fighter, and he sent it to this planet. And as you can see, he didn't build a ship, right? He just said everything and then he dropped. Yeah, this is something I don't understand, and that's the reason why I also, yeah, missed a turn, since when I took this game over, I wasn't aware of it. But, you know, heck, it's how it is. So this is the time machine, and then you can return to now, and then you're back to the current turn. So this is turn 4, as you can see. Continuing, we have a very, very nice feature here, and that thing is called a battle simulator. So I could do a whole own tutorial on this, but I think it is pretty straightforward. What you can do is you can say, okay, I am like the Klingons, and how would my ship fare with X-rays, Mark IV torpedoes, and I don't carry, usually it has 100 cargo, so I wouldn't carry 100 ammunition with me, but maybe 20. And how would my ship fare? Let's say my neighbor is, I don't know, the cyborg, and they have a probe, and the probe at the beginning maybe has blasters. How would my ship fare against that? So what you could then do is simulate this. This is a simulation. And as you can see, my ship destroyed that. Okay. If you want to know, is this a one-time thing? Because there's a little bit of RNG involved. You can also click on the results, and it will simulate 118 total battles, and it will say, I always win against the right-hand side. The right-hand side is always destroyed. I only lose like either 1 torpedo or 2 torpedoes max, and then that's it. Yeah, and I will always win this fight. So let's take something which is a little bit more trickier. Let's maybe take a cat's paw class destroyer. Let's give this guys, instead of X-rays, blasters, and Mark IV torpedoes, and let's say ammunition, maybe also 20. Let's run a first simulation like this, and let's see what happens. See, they begin shooting at each other, and then you see I took some damage but survived, and he took some damage but was blown up. And if we again click on the results, look at this. This is no different. At 92% of the time, I will destroy the right-hand ship, but there's a 7.63% that the right-hand ship destroys mine. This is a robot ship, and I'm a Klingon. There are many factors why this is the case. Also, the size matter. So for now, remember this number. So if I also choose a cat's paw class destroyer, and give him also blasters and run the results, even here the numbers vary. Look at this. The left hand side is at disadvantage. The right hand side always has an advantage. On when are you placed left or right, again, a thing for another story. But as I said, you remember the 7.2%. So we have the cat's paw now on the left hand side. We're now going to take this ship with X-rays to the right. Run the simulation just once because we like to see it. And here this will be even more in favor, I think, of the right hand side. So if I click on the results, and indeed, before the left hand side had a survival rate, the left hand side was destroyed at 7.23%. Now the right hand side has only a 3% chance of being destroyed, right? So there's a little bit of RNG involved. You should just be aware of that. But here with this results thing, you can simulate, multiple battles, and this gives you a more fair number. But again, this is statistics. So if you are unlucky and fight against this ship and you expect it to win, unless a 100% is written here, you can still lose the battle. Also, one more thing I would like to show you. So let's give this ship, I hope it will work, disruptors, and we will give him no ammunition. And let's give this guy a B200. This is a probe. And if we now run the simulation, this means I'm not going to allow this ship to fire any torpedoes. And exactly is now what happened. It ripped off the shields, damaged the ship a little bit, but also killed the crew. So have a look at the crew again. So it has 6 crew, 6 little cyborg guys in here, and this ship is now being captured. Okay, and this is how it looks like. Good. So let's get back. This is the battle simulator, and also one more thing I forgot. Let's take any ship here. You can also say, I want to fight and simulate how this would fare, this ship, against a planet. So planets will have always fighters and then beams, and then you can check this and then say, okay, it is very safe to attack this planet with 100 defense posts. These are assumptions from your side, but with a ship like this. But if you put a starbase in here and it has 60 fighters, and I now run the simulation again, look what happens. Starbases are more heavily defended, and boom, right? You shouldn't be attacking this starbase with this ship. Also, since there are 60 fighters on it, you see this ship, just the starbase plus the defenses there were a little bit more. So if I run the sim again, it's more. It was like, I think 63. So it shoots down like 12 or something almost, or 11, and you can strip off the fighters. So if you have multiple ships attacking the starbase, it might be still worthwhile to take over that planet and attack it, and also lose some ships during that battle. Good, so we have talked about the battle simulator, the star map itself. We talked extensively about that also in other tutorials. Then you have the settings tab. Here you can also activate the assistant. It will give you some tips and tricks. Also some sound effects and background music. Once I save it, they will show up, but I don't want that, so I turned that off. You can color certain things, and yeah. These are these things, but I normally never ever touch these controls here, to be honest. Advantages. This is always good to remind you what you have at your disposal if you forget or are a new player. So as Klingons, which are called fascist here, but they have been renamed because fascist, Second World War is not so nice. This is one area they have forgotten to rename that. They are now named Hordes of Fury. They resemble the Klingons, and they can pillage planets. So every ship with beam weapons may plunder natives and so on. Ground combat, so you can see whatever benefits you have. And it also says to you, since it's not a campaign game, you can ignore this lower part, what is not active for this game. But since it's a standard game, you can just, these are the standard active advantages. There's nothing you need to do, just you need to be aware. For example, you cannot be attacked by planets, which means none of your ships, they can always safely hover over a planet, even a freighter. Even if there are defense posts built, even if there's a star base, you don't fucking care. You're the Klingons or the Hordes of Fury. You just fly over there, and people are so afraid to attack you, they don't do it. Okay? Then also on the right hand side, you see your active hulls. And these are the ships you see also with a nice picture here, which you can build. For some ships, the information isn't totally correct, or not every information is given. For example, the D7 Cold Pain class cruiser has a cloaking device. It's not written here. Why? Please, planets.nu Joshua, for the sake of it. Right here, that the Death Specula, the D7, they have cloaking capabilities. Nice to see that there's a radiation shielding. It's nice, we have a glory device and everything such as that, but please also write that you have a cloaking device. Good. So this is this. Let's scroll up. Up. Advantages, and now you also can earn badges. Badges, like in the military, right? If you accomplish certain things, you get nice badges. Then you also earn kin. With kin, I think you can on planets.nu then buy certain features for campaign, and then these will be shown on your Revere. So for me, since I have already gotten these, all of these, did I get all of these? I think so. Interesting. Already achieved. But here's one cluster director, and this one is called Fast and Deadly. And it says, by turn 20, achieve 15 planets, 30 starships, and 3 star bases, and have a military score of 24,000. So if the turn, we are now in turn 4, which you can see here, and also on the star map, you can always see here, we are in turn 4. If I achieve that, then I will automatically get that badge, and it will be displayed on my account. Okay, and basically that's it. I hope you liked this tutorial and hope to see you soon. Gigaschatten over and out.